Not with a single free... The second you arrive, and this is a one-shot deal. So what do you say?
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform and we'll... The device doesn't work from over there. You have to be on the platform. Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well, looks like we have a winner. RF wave capture complete. Ramping the
Dr.
emitter.
Lee is a valuable
60%,
asset. If any harm comes to
it, emitter spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now!
I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
60 years. So much time. Wasted.
I know. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us. This really is a matter of importance. I hope you're not too overwhelmed.
they're scared of you, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what they don't understand. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I know. And I am sorry. You have been through so much in such a short time. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. We really do have humanity's best interest. Will you take that chance? Just give it. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. And finally, Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's a third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh,
Greetings,
I don't know.
sir.
Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask
Doctor.
me,
They weren't
they were
kidding.
built pretty
You
well.
really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep...
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great... Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and the work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but so, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities...
this place, originally?
The construction of the Institute is the work... The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly...
Sure.
It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it. I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks again.
Of course.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
You're here. Glad you made it. Good to see you.
I wouldn't be here if not for your son.
No visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start the next trial then. The dosage will be much larger this time, and the side effects will likely be more pronounced.
Will there be any pain?
I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job to find out. Now hold still. Once you've settled in, I'll want to do a physical and get a file going on you. No hurry, though.
You're the doctor here?
Everyone's a doctor here. But if you mean physician, then yes, I'm about as close as we've got to one. How about you take some time to get comfortable, learn the lay of the land and such. In the meantime, you come see me if you need to get patched up. We'll do that checkup when you're good and ready. Take care of yourself, so I don't have to.
Uh-huh.
There. All done. You can return to your duties, and remember to record every symptom you experience in detail.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Hey.
I wish I had more time to spend with Quentin, but I can't be in 2 places at once. We haven't been able to crack that one yet.
Hey.
Yeah?
Well, that was productive. It's really exciting having you here. I can't wait to see what you can do.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics, and now I'm doing...
What kinds of blueprints?
Mostly components for a new plasma pistol concept I've been toying with. High-energy weapons are sort of a hobby of mine. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father, and that it's an honor to meet you. I really hope you'll stay here with us.
Dr. Thompson, I know we're not that close, but may I ask a favor of you?
Sure, of course.
Both Allie and myself are working late tonight. Normally it's not a big deal. Quentin is mostly self-sufficient, but it's the 3rd night in a row.
Say no more. He can come over and have dinner with us. I'm sure the girls will be thrilled.
It's not too much trouble?
No trouble at all. Just come by when you're finished. I used to work exclusively on the synth projects, but lately I prefer less animated persons.
Dr. Lee.
Oh, it's you. You're not authorized to be here.
Authorized to be where? What is this place?
You're standing in the Advanced Systems Division. If you want a tour of the place, why don't you ask Father, seeing that he's apparently given you the keys to the castle? Now, can I get back to work?
Easy. I just want to talk.
About what? You're obviously here for a reason, and you've already spoiled my experiment, so you might as well spit it out.
I've been sent by the Brotherhood of Steel to find you.
You don't beat around the bush, I'll give you that. I knew it was just a matter of time before your people would... I've been looking over my shoulder for almost a decade, waiting for them to send someone like you to kill me.
Why would we want you dead?
I did some pretty sensitive work for the Brotherhood of Steel. Even though Lyons let me go, there were a few others in the ranks that thought I knew too much. That's why I came to the Institute. It was the only place that I thought I'd be out of the Brotherhood's reach and still be able to do my research. Since Father trusts you, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I might not agree with everything he says, but I know he'd never allow harm to come my way. Say what you came here to say, and then leave me alone.
Are you happy here?
You'd think being surrounded by cutting-edge laboratory equipment and some of the greatest minds the world's ever known would be enough. Only problem is the lack of transparency. I don't think we get the full story on everything that occurs down here. What does that have to do with why we're talking?
The Brotherhood needs your help, Doctor.
Needs my help? Why? They seemed to have everything under control when I left.
Did you abandon any projects you wanted to complete?
You should know better than to ask me that. If they didn't tell you what I was working on, they didn't want you to know. I'm certainly not going to put my neck on the line and spread their dirty little secrets. Tell me something. Why would I possibly want to come crawling back to the Brotherhood? What reason would I have to throw away everything I've accomplished here?
Father trusts me, and so should you.
He trusts you because you're family. I'm not. I can't just take your word for it. I need more than that.
The Brotherhood has always been straight with you.
I am getting a bit tired of all the secrets around here. Sometimes I feel like Father isn't being straight with me. Like there are things I'm not supposed to know about. I don't like that. But still, how can I turn my back on all of this?
I give up. What would it take to convince you?
All right, I'll play your game. I had a colleague down here, a Dr. Virgil. Several months ago, there was an accident in his lab, and he was killed. I wanted to help with the investigation, but Father had the laboratory sealed, saying that it was contaminated. The incident never sat right with me. The more I asked about it, the more I felt like Father was deflecting my questions. If you bring me solid information on what killed him, I'll take... Do we have a deal?
I know this may come as a shock, but Dr. Virgil is still alive. I met him myself.
Oh, please. Do you really think a cheap... Stop trying to avoid the legwork by lying. Deal?
Deal.
All right. Dr. Virgil's lab was in the bio... I can give you a code that will get you into this... I'd tell you to be quiet about it, but your Brotherhood... And finally, if you get caught... Now, for the sake of keeping up appearances, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out.
A Courser chip?
The same thing it does for our coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them... In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed. Speaking of, I trust our
Doctor.
I thought I was clear. Bring me the evidence, and I'll consider returning to the Brotherhood.
Is there anything I can say to...
I don't know.
Why did you leave the Brotherhood in the first place?
I was tired of being stepped on and used by the Brotherhood. First, there was the water purification project, designed to freely benefit the entire capital wasteland. Even though the Brotherhood allowed it to be activated, they wanted to control it. Then there were other, more classified projects, always using my... I simply had...
Sure.
I had a colleague down here. Several months ago, there was an accident. I wanted to help. The incident... If you bring me... Do we have a deal?
Are there any other options?
That's my offer.
Deal.
All right. Dr. Virgil's... I'd tell you... And finally...
This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Benet has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh. It's almost too good. The responses map almost identically to expectations, some of the most lifelike I've seen. Of course, it's not really Sean. None of his memories are in there. That, even now, would be a step too far. It's starting to have an effect on the team, I think. I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice. Just a second or two, forgetting that he's not a real boy. Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are his presence. If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
Plans to expand our operations at Warren. I'm eager to get that going, so I've had to prepare. I wonder how the Warren family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can speak. For so long up there. I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough occupiers. Those people are the last remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject. They're still people, and
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results.
After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind?
We're
if we
all
can't
looking
even hold
forward
on
to
our
working
own
with you.
humanity?
It's hard to stand out when you're
that's a
surrounded
question
by
best left to our
geniuses.
colleagues in the robotics division.
Yes, well, I suppose you're right.
Humanity's future is taking root right here.
Doc.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview. As the name implies,
Sure.
Our most important directive is to that end, we've even started... You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just...
The gorillas are...
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, the initiative is still in its early stages. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is.
I'm not sure. Right now, I'm just trying to...
It's a big decision, I know. But it's also a... In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer it.
You mentioned medical care.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself. He's our top biologist. Dr. Volker. You won't find...
Sorry. But I'm too preoccupied for chit-chat.
Nice.
personal record, Dr. Brian Virgil. This will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone. Do you understand me? I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan, and if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the Coursers can find me. Everything that we've done, the lives we've taken. If there is a God, may he have mercy on us all.
This is Dr. Elliot reporting for the Bioscience Division, March 22-24. We just received another batch of subjects, but as my previous report stated, we're at an impasse here. More of the same won't help. The two most promising strains of FEV have been adapted to an ideal state, but we're still missing something. I am officially echoing the team's position. The most likely progress for our research on synthetic organics requires new avenues of exploration. Additional Commonwealth subjects will not help. It's the same problem across the board: exposure to too much radiation. We need someone new. There's a proposal we'll be putting forward. I am not entirely comfortable with it, but it seems the best course.
Scanner's clear.
There we go.
Got it. That's it.
Engaging hostile.
That's it.
Synth Unit, you were scheduled for maintenance duty in SRB last night. Anything you'd like to report?
Nothing to report, sir. I carried out my duties, as usual.
Dr. Ao saw you accessing a terminal. You know you are not permitted to access terminals in that section. Is Dr. Ao mistaken?
Yes. I mean, no, he's not. But I was only...
What is it? Were you or weren't you accessing a terminal in SRB?
I was, but I swear it's not what it sounds like. I was cleaning the terminal, and it switched on by mistake. I was just shutting it down.
Was that a stutter? Have you developed a defect, Unit? Maybe you need to be reset.
Sir, I assure you that won't be necessary. It won't happen again.
See that it doesn't. You don't want me to tell you twice. Now get back to your duties.
I can't express how truly humbling it is to stand in your presence.
Excuse me.
I wouldn't be here if not for your son. We are honored to welcome you here.
Yes? Dr. Lee.
Took you long enough to find that evidence. Let me see what you've got.
How do I know you'll honor our agreement?
I never promised I'd return to the Brotherhood. I said I would consider it. You're just going to have to trust me. If the Brotherhood didn't, they wouldn't have risked sending you to find me in the first place. Now hand it over.
Here you go.
A holotape? This better not be a waste of my time.
Gotta make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the Coursers can find me.
They lied to me. They lied to me, and I didn't even realize how far it went. All those years of loyalty. For nothing.
No matter how badly it hurts, you needed to hear the truth.
And for that, I thank you. I came to the Institute to get away from the Brotherhood. From the whole world. I just wanted to do my research in peace. Father took me in and gave me access to cutting-edge technology that I only dreamed existed. I became jaded. I thought that the Institute cared, that they wanted to better mankind. Maybe in their own twisted way they still do. But now I realize if you can't trust the people you're working for, then it's all pointless. If they lied about Dr. Virgil, who knows what else they've been lying about? I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood. But I'm going to have to do it on my own. I can't take any chances. Tell whoever sent you that they've just regained the services of Dr. Madison Lee.
she does. Elder.
I received word that Dr. Lee is returning to us.
Will she be harmed if she doesn't cooperate?
Absolutely not. We have big plans for Dr. Lee, including the resurrection. The last thing we'd want to do is kill the... As soon as Dr. Lee arrives, we'll interrogate her aboard the... She's been under the Institute's influence for the last decade, and we can't afford...
Sure.
Now, I believe you still possess an important piece of data that Proctor Ingram is eagerly... I want you to bring it to her. Once again, Knight. You don't...
Here's your holotape, Proctor. Hope the data on that thing was worth it.
Thanks. You know, it's good to see you're still in one piece.
I wasn't worried. After all, I built...
I have confidence in everything I build, too. But that's because I'll only deal with technology that I am. Speaking of technology I don't understand, I'm dying to find out what's on.
Hopefully it'll reveal a weakness.
That would be the best case. Before we jump to conclusions, let's see what Quinlan's scribes can get off. I'm sure the Institute has all of their data heavily encrypted. After that, we'll have to see what we've got. In the meantime, I've got a new assignment for you. So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project. How much has Maxon told you about it?
Why all the secrecy?
We're pouring every resource we have into this thing. We can't risk tipping.
Sure.
For now. The fewer people that know about it, the better. Come on. It's this... Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on the tarmac. Maxon and Kells have been looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now, the Prydwen might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting. That's where our new project comes in.
Heads up.
You need
Wait there.
Yes?
Come on.
This storage bay full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the Capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Fortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
No problem. I'm sure.
Huh. I wish I had your... Because this is... Now, the good news is that we've got...
Sure.
The bad news is that it's gonna take more than... The first problem...
Why is the power blowing?
Liberty Prime has a highly A good deal of that system was... Luckily, you were able to convince Dr. Madison Lee to return. She was on the original build team for Liberty. I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with this power system...
Oh, man.
Nothing.
Attention. Halbert pilot to Station Epsilon. Halbert pilot report to Station Epsilon. That is all.
Excuse me, Dr. Lee?
If you're here to talk me into working on Liberty Prime, you can forget it.
You promised you'd help.
You're right, I did. But you neglected to mention that I'd be asked to work on Liberty. I've been down this road with the brother. Why would I make the same mistake
Because...
Many lives are at stake, Dr. Lee.
You know, if anyone else wearing a Brotherhood of Steel uniform said something like that, I'd laugh in their face. But coming from you, tell Proctor Ingram to get her scribes ready. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online.
Heads up.
You need something, yes? I simply must share. I have news.
I can think of better things to get excited about.
Oh, that's so. No, I will not let you derail me. I beg to become a synth for a reason. For science. To be able to make real progress in studying the medical arts. I have had a breakthrough. Using a new strain of mutfruit, I have discovered a way to greatly improve the restorative properties of Stimpaks. I realize this is not earth-shaking, but it means that inspiration does exist.
I know it wasn't easy, but you did it.
I find my head full of notions. Experiments. Many will fail, but maybe I will make more discoveries. And you have given me this capacity. And beyond that, so much more. The world is full of life, possibilities. You are very dear to me. My close friend. And I hope I can return the many favors you have given me.
What we have between us is deeper than friendship.
My very first thought in all this excitement was I must tell you. It wouldn't feel real until I shared it with you. You know, you mean very much. Oh, I am so terrible at this.
It's okay. You mean a lot to me, too.
I dared not hope. When we're apart, I guess and second guess. I should be only thinking about this achievement. Instead, my thoughts, they linger on you.
I love you, Curie.
And I love you. The world seems so very bright.
Let's talk to Proctor Tegan.
Look alive.
Do you need something from... I was just thinking of you.
Your thoughts?
I cannot wait to see this Liberty Prime fully operational.
So, how are we doing, Curie?
I think we are too good. Can you hear? My heart may burst.
Your thoughts?
Humanity has fallen so since the bombs.
Your thoughts?
I find myself...
Ugh. Your thoughts?
Love, love, love. What?
Your thoughts?
You must be very careful.
That was it?
As you say.
The Institute.
Watch your steps.
Things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Sorry about that, Ingram.
Don't worry about it. We might be butting heads on a few issues, but besides, Dr. Lee's work. We're working with one of Prime's original designers. I don't see it getting... In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you
Makes sense. You'll need some powerful electromagnets to get his arms and legs moving.
That's exactly...
Sure.
Well. What we need you to do is build the actuators for...
Even if you know what the actuators are, you still need to know how to make. These are the plans and the materials.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that we have plenty of the raw material. The only thing we need you to head out and find, according to Proctor Quinlan. We've already sent out a few teams.
Once you start building the actuators, good luck.
I prefer laser weapons myself. It's a cleaner shot.
May I be of assistance? Are you giving me a present?
4 actuators. Delivered and done. Nice work.
Right on schedule. I've completed the restoration of Prime's basic functions, and he's ready to go. In fact, it's getting difficult to explain to the system why it can't move right now.
Well, as soon as my scribes get those actuators in place, we'll have his arms and legs installed in no time. Which brings me to your next assignment. It won't be long before Prime can walk and talk, but he's missing one last important element. His nukes. Without them, his offensive systems aren't operating at peak capacity.
Shouldn't be a problem.
I wish I could. Prime's bomb pack is fitted for Mark 28 nuclear bombs. The Commonwealth was... But since we arrived...
That's going to be a problem. Without a fully...
She's right.
Of course she's... But before you give up hope, Proctor Quinlan is located...
Sure.
We're fair... The catch...
Right. I'll head out there.
Good. Because... Scribe Halen. I suggest you head... Hopefully by the time... Good luck, Knight.
Scribe Halen?
It's good to see you again, Knight. You've come a long way since you stumbled into the Cambridge police station.
Thanks, Halen. I assume the place is still...
We're doing the best that we can. We've had the occasional synth attack, but so far, thanks to the reinforcements and the air...
Don't underestimate the
Don't worry. We won't let any of... Anyway, I know you don't have time for small talk. I've had the men set up the... We've rigged up this...
Right.
When you find the bomb, after that, you should...
Uh-huh. Doesn't sound too difficult.
Ah, no. Not at all. Look, I know you've been through the glowing sea before, but if you don't, the radiation will cook it. Good luck, Knight.
Unless you'd like getting shot, never turn your back on a gunner.
Looking for ammunition, weapon box.
Be careful. Violent engagement can result in a higher injury. Shouldn't the coroner be doing that instead? something so comparatively small could destroy so very much.